Welcome back.
Welcome back to the podcast of our first episode ever.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Reddit on Reddit, the podcast with the best worst name of all time.
Sorry, that was the wrong soundboard clip. Hold on. Wait, there.
I'm hosting the first episode. I'm Kat, and Evan and Andrew Dingus over here.
Okay.
Andrew
Dingus.
I will not be using the soundboard the whole time.
That's
I swear.
his real name. His real name is
Full legal name.
His full legal
Andrew Dingus.
Well, might as well get right into
first
it.
name
I guess.
Ander, middle
Last
name
Dingus.
Ding, last name Us.
Dan. His middle
Yeah.
name is Dan. His last name
Junior.
is
Junior.
Gus. Okay. Let's just first story. My wife won't talk to me anymore. My wife, 31F, and I, 46M, have been together for 6 years, married for 2. She used to talk to me all the time. She used to share her day with me, just randomly telling me her thoughts, stuff like that. However, she also used to want to talk about problems we were having a lot. It felt like we were so like she's communicating, like his problem is she's communicating. It felt like we were always talking about what I did wrong. She thought I spent too much time talking to exes. We were friends. I don't prioritize over work. It's my career. Am I supposed to quit? And mostly that I didn't care enough about her. It was so I bet he didn't. I don't know. I was so
Hi, honey. I'm busy at the office. I hate you.
yeah, like it sounds like he sucks already. It already sounds like he sucks.
He is the problem in the relationship. Nobody else.
Oh yeah, all my stories are from Am I the Devil? First episode.
Yes.
Getting into it.
Yes,
First
he
episode
is.
of Reddit on Reddit.
No question about it.
Starting with just evil people, horrible, evil people. It's really bad. But what? Back to the story.
We have a fun time.
It was so many. It was so many different ways that she came to that conclusion, but it was like we were just always sitting down for a serious talk. So I told her about a year ago that I didn't want to talk anymore. I was just tired of hearing everything I was doing wrong. I provide everything we need. Can I just have a break? I told her that if she had a problem with the way I did things, then she could get out of my house and we'd get a divorce.
Man should not be on the dating scene. He is.
You posted this on Reddit?
Hey,
Why did you
honey.
post this?
Did he want sympathy when he posted this?
I don't know.
honey.
I think it's original.
We don't stop the same way at red lights. You need to get out of my house.
Get out of my car. You are the bad passenger.
Listen, whenever we're making spaghetti, I just put the noodles straight in and you break them. I'm sorry.
Divorce.
We need
straight to divorce.
a break. I'm gonna abuse this soundboard so bad.
Pick the wrong person.
She told me that she was trying to communicate because she didn't feel appreciated and that I had 1 foot out the door. But I think that's ridiculous. I know it's harsh, but I was at my wit's end. 1 foot out the door, you just suggested divorce, dude. You just suggested getting divorced. So
Like
now,
he's going to the extreme on this.
yeah.
Listen, I love our relationship,
but
but
I
like,
also hate my
but I
wife.
just-
but also I hate
despise
you, and I
you.
want to go. I want to go meet other women.
yeah, it's
Next thing you know, he's gonna be like, I think we should have an open marriage.
yeah, open relationship.
That's
open
the next step.
relationship.
Nope, just went right through.
And then
Divorce.
she's gonna find men who like her, and then he's
Yeah.
gonna get upset.
There's a
This is
thing
like a
about it.
classic
Yeah.
thing
Gonna
that
get
happens
jealous.
in Reddit stories. Is the man is like, well, I want
We
to
should have an
go.
open relationship, and then the woman starts slaying. She starts slaying.
She starts doing
hardcore.
great. She meets other men, and then
People who actually appreciate. her.
yeah, and then
And he's like,
it's like,
working out for me.
only I'm supposed to be successful.
A year later, she barely talks to me at all. When I ask her about her day, she says, "Fine."
I wonder why.
When I talk to her about work or
Man.
politics or my day, she says, "Oh wow, cool," and kind of kind of walks away.
Man, I wonder why my wife just
Why is
absolutely
my wife-
doesn't want to talk
Why she
to
stopped
me.
talking to me?
My wife, whom I hate.
Her attitude isn't bad. She's very sweet, but it's just like she doesn't care anymore. I didn't want to talk about her problems anymore, but I didn't mean stop talking, period. We really don't talk about anything that doesn't have to do with our life/household in the evenings. She just turns on the TV and we watch something until bed. I hope she divorces you soon. I feel bad for her.
This guy's just not happy. Either
Guys
way.
be like, I hate my wife and she hates me
my
now.
Wife.
My wife.
what could I have done to my wife for her to hate me?
My wife, who I hate,
I
and
told to stop
never
talking.
talk to me ever
Doesn't
again,
talk to me anymore.
isn't talking to me, and I don't know
No.
what's wrong.
It's definitely her fault.
Yeah, it's her fault.
Yeah, it's her fault.
'cause
It's
she's a
always the
woman.
woman's fault
Yeah.
every time.
Yep.
Now,
I love women. That was a joke.
me too.
Love
I
all
am a
women.
woman.
Don't sue us.
I don't love this woman, but I love women.
Oh,
Shout out all my queens.
oh, we didn't clap sync.
Shoot.
Now I don't know what to
First
do.
episode of Reddit on Reddit. Wrong
All
button.
three of us.
Wrong button.
Okay, I will do it. I will listen out for whenever someone says Reddit on Reddit, and I will push the button.
It's like the Invincible title card.
And so I read
Reddit on Reddit.
yeah. Now I don't know what to do because I just found out today that she won a pretty big award at her job, and she didn't tell me. I wonder why. I wonder why she didn't tell you when you told her to stop talking to you. Last Friday, she said she had to work late and it was cool. I didn't ask. Whatever.
He's not helping the problem.
Today I found out that she was really at a dinner where she was celebrated for this award. She invited some of her friends and her mom and brothers. I ran into her brother at the store today and he mentioned the dinner and said that he was sorry I couldn't make it. I asked what he meant and he said the dinner. How I wasn't able to go because I was sick. I asked him to explain the whole thing to me so now he knows too. What am I supposed to do? Is she punishing me or something? You told her to stop talking to you. Do I tell her that I know? Why wouldn't she tell me? You told her to stop talking to you. I didn't think she'd take it this far, and, and now I think she's being...
Now I hate you even
Now I
more
think
because
she's
you
being
took it to the
petty.
extreme.
Does anyone have experience here? I love my wife, and I'd do anything for her, but I'm so confused.
Why is he gaslighting the readers right now?
Oh my god.
That's rough. Your guys are always like, I
can't-
have a great relationship, and then I told my wife I hate her.
I
Why
think
does she hate
he's
me
just
now?
I think he's just a sociopath.
He's stupid.
Communication is probably
Oh.
like one of the most
You think
important.
this guy's a sociopath? Wait until the last story we're reading.
God.
Oh my god, it's really
I-
bad.
Oh.
I think that communication is probably one of the most important aspects of a
Real,
relationship.
and this guy was
so
like,
for this
"Stop
guy to just go,
communicating, man."
hey,
Stop
never talk
talking
to me. I hate you. I
Like,
hate
that's
you
rough.
so much. That's
Like
brutal.
that was of her. Like what the hell?
She-
and then got mad when his wife did what he asked
She
her
went,
to.
okay, I'll stop talking to you. Okay, there's some edits.
Oh no.
Edit. First edit. Wow, a lot of comments. A couple people are asking about the exes. I have close contact with 3 of my exes. My previous wife calls me when she needs to talk. Her and her husband don't get along. I have
Wait,
2 ex-girlfriends
He
who
had
I'm still friends
previous
with.
wives?
Previous
Just one.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Wait. Yeah, I think he
How
has
did,
an ex-wife.
how did that one
He has an
end
ex-wife
up?
and 2 ex-girlfriends who
Well, he
is-
told her to stop talking to him, but then she didn't listen, so that he just got a divorce.
Oh, yeah. Yep, final step, divorce.
My wife doesn't like them because she says that they cross boundaries, but honest to God, they're just friendly and we ended in good terms. It's nothing serious and I just don't want to give my friends up. Edit 2. You were right. Tried to talk to her last night. It didn't go well. I'll update later when I get my thoughts together. I think
Wonder
he just
why.
deleted the original post. I don't know. I copy and pasted into my notes app, so I don't have comments, unfortunately.
Did you
Sad.
find this on Am I the Devil, or was
Yeah,
this on? Okay.
I could re-find it right now.
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
I was just asking because like you could
Future
have
episodes will probably have comments.
you could have maybe no comments aren't really important
No, I like
unless
seeing
they're
a
like
couple.
We
relevant.
make our own.
Yeah,
comments.
no, yeah.
On Reddit, on Reddit.
Thank you. We love our job. This is not our job.
We don't get paid for this.
I work at Chipotle.
I'm unemployed.
I work at Subway.
So,
Anyways,
in conclusion, why would you tell your wife to stop talking to you and then be like,
Your wife.
why are you not talking to me?
what the like? How could you? Okay. Next story.
Next story.
No. Next story. I-35 male.
I hit that on
know that was sound.
accident.
That's what we play every time we switch to a new story.
Next story. With whimsical.
I, 35M, deeply regret manipulating my wife, 34 female, into having children. This was originally posted in relationship advice, but immediately got deleted.
Oh no, Cleo.
What is that?
I don't know. We're gonna cut that out.
Okay, well, this story is originally from relationship advice. Yeah,
Where was the first story originally posted?
I don't
Did
know.
it say?
it's a great question.
Okay.
I wish I knew. I didn't.
Guys, it's our first
I should have
time.
saved the link to the Reddits.
Guys,
instead of just-
hey, it's my first time.
It's the first episode of Reddit on Reddit.
Don't rush me, Katie. I'm not ready.
Wrong one.
It is back to the original. Hi, Sally. You want to be on Reddit?
Hello.
We're reading it on Reddit.
Bye.
Oh, okay.
No, just when we say Reddit on Reddit.
That's such a stupid bit, but
Wait,
it's
we're
never
on,
ending.
we're on Reddit on Reddit?
Wow.
Reddit? On Reddit?
Okay, to the
Anyways,
story.
we have fun here.
Just gonna reread the title just to remind us why we're all here. I, 35M, deeply regret manipulating my wife, 34 female, and having children. Diabolical thing to do. Like what? What? So
I need to turn off the soundboard.
Nah,
Is
it's
this
fine.
worse or
It's
better
fine.
than the last guy?
I definitely.
I didn't read.
think
I didn't
this is
proofread these stories.
worse. This sounds like
I
it's
only read the
definitely
titles.
worse.
Going into
Because
This sounds like it would be
impression-
worse.
telling your wife and like not communicating with your wife, that's bad. Manipulating your partner,
Into
that
having
is
kids.
Especially into
so
having kids.
bad.
Especially into having kids, and then being like, "Man, why did
Like-
I do that?"
That's
Oh.
just a worse long-term solution than just telling your wife you don't want to talk to her.
Yeah.
You just want to get a divorce.
Because you can never take back the kids. You can be like, "Hey,
You have to pay child
remember when I told you to stop
support.
talking to me? I'm sorry. I really
It's been 11 years. Do you think it's too late for an abortion?
is."
Can we
They're
just
gonna say,
sell
It's
our
been 11
children?
years. Can you like start talking to me again? Are you okay with? I know it's been a while, but can we? Whatever.
This is insane. Read the story.
I know it sounds bad. Oh boy, yeah, it does. And I know we're not supposed to talk like this, but the biggest regret I have is having children. Our lives are ruined because of me, and I don't know where to go from here.
What was the reasoning behind this?
I think he gets into it. My wife and I. Have been
Okay, we
married-
can't
have
do
been
this
together
every
for
time someone
12
says
years.
my
I only
wife.
have one bit.
I've been I've been together 12 years, married 6. We have 2 kids, 2 girls times 2. What? It says 2F times 2, and I don't know what that means.
So
They're both
2-year-olds.
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 They're both 2.
2 2-year-olds.
Okay.
I had agreed to be child free. We had agreed to be child free very early on, but as we were getting closer to 30, I just became obsessed with the idea of having children. We were engaged, and I told her that I would not marry her unless we had at least one child. We broke up for a bit, but we found our way back to each other, and she agreed to one. Psycho behavior. That's crazy.
If you don't have kids with me, I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay, you didn't say that. But you might.
He probably could have.
He could have.
I
wouldn't put it past him.
I've had friends who were like, my ex told me that if I broke up with them, they'd kill themselves.
I need to take
and I'm
the
like,
heat off. It's
hey
really hot
guys,
in here.
that's not
You
good.
should not tolerate that in your relationship.
You should
It's a little excessive.
I felt sort of weird saying this, but I was like, that's not your fault if that happens.
Yeah.
They are most
That's
likely
another
the
thing.
problem
Like,
in
one,
the
they're
relationship.
manipulating you. Two, they probably won't. Chances are. And three, if they did.
That's not your fault.
Yeah, like,
Oh well.
I mean,
Did what I
realistically,
could.
you'd probably feel some guilt about it because that's how human brains work. But, like,
Okay, back to the story. This
Yeah,
is really off topic.
random side, not completely random. It
Not-
kinda
yeah.
was tangential.
I made a joke.
tangentially. It happens. It's like,
Don't manipulate your partners, even if you're breaking up with them. That's bad.
yeah, that's stupid. I don't get it. And, like,
Manipulating people is bad, and if you do that, you'll go to hell
Be good people.
before you die.
before you die.
Be good
like,
people.
if you do substances.
Sin.
You're gonna stay in purgatory forever.
Okay, back to the story.
According to
Back
Dante
to the
Alighieri,
story.
purgatory is a mountain.
She agreed under certain conditions. The main one being that she didn't want to stay home with the child for any more time than it took her to heal. She had an amazing job that she absolutely loved, worked very hard to get, and was extremely well paid. I had a job that I also loved but was not well paid. I'm in a field where there is a huge income disparity depending on what you do. I got to do what I loved because her job more than compensated financially. We had an amazing life and an amazing relationship. We traveled a lot in our country and internationally. We are both outdoorsy and active people and would take camping / hiking / rock climbing vacations regularly. We had
I muted my mic, and it was
And it just went to all of them.
loud that it was picking up.
note to self probably don't sit in that chair in future episodes.
No, just don't lean back.
That too.
God, dude. Anyway.
Okay, we had an
We have
amazing
fun
life
here.
and an amazing relationship. Oh, I read that. We had tons of fun times and free income, a lot of financial security, and I messed it all up. My wife ended up pregnant with twins. They messed up the epidural. They messed up the C-section, and she had an extremely traumatic birth experience. Now, almost 2 years down the line, she struggles with chronic pain and extreme postpartum depression. She can't work at all, not her job and not any other job. She can barely walk more than half an hour at a time without pain, and her mental state means she absolutely shouldn't be responsible for patients. Oh my god!
So what I'm gathering is
Oh
he's worse than the
my
last guy.
god!
He's just way worse than the last guy.
This is
I'm not even gonna bring up how
He
bad the
took it
next
like-
one is.
he took it like up 4 notches. The guy was
I
like
think
down
we should
here.
rank these guys at the end.
We should rank the people.
We should keep like a running tally of how we think all the different stories relate. Like the bad
all of
person
them
in the
forever,
stories.
or just in the episode.
Forever.
Forever.
We'll share the Excel sheet. with the-
TBH, I think we'll have enough time to do your stories too in one episode. Because aren't yours also evil people, low key?
Mine are a little bit of evil people.
More just stupid relationship mistakes.
Yeah,
right?
mine is more just relationship stuff. Not necessarily like partners, but
Yeah, we
like
could save my last horrible story for last.
no. I want to end on a happy note.
Okay,
and I have a
that
pretty
is
good,
fair.
A pretty good story to
That's
end
fair. Never mind. We're doing the horrible one midway through the episode. It's so bad.
on. Oh God.
It's so bad.
Keep reading.
She went from a high-powered position to laying in bed and crying all day. I honestly don't think there's been a day since the birth that she hasn't cried. We haven't been intimate in more than 2 years. My mom moved in with us to help raise the kids, and she's old school and doesn't believe in mental health. She's not the nicest to my wife, and they're alone all day. There's no one else we can ask, and we can't afford other help. She's in therapy. She's on medication. We've seen all the doctors we can see. This guy was
Well, I see
evil
where
on
I see where it
accident. Like-
stems from. It's just generational
Oh
horrible
my
people.
God. I went from a low stress job I loved to a higher paying one I hate. I work 12+ hour days and even weekends sometimes, and we are struggling. I miss my old life so much. I miss my work and my friends, and above all, I so desperately miss my wife. Our children are being raised by my mom primarily. I spend as much time as I can with them, but I barely know them. Oh my God. I don't know what I was looking for when I wanted kids, but it certainly wasn't this. I don't blame them for anything, but I have had a hard time bonding with them. My wife spends most of her time in our room and interacts with them when I'm there or during therapy. I don't think we're doing a good job with them. They're well cared for by my mom, well fed, happy, and safe, but I don't think we're as involved as parents should be. I'm struggling on seeing a way out. Therapy is helping, but the progress is so slow. I don't really know what more to do right now. I feel so much hatred for myself. We had such a good life. It all went down the drain, and in the end, my wife is ruined physically and mentally for something she didn't even want in the first place. I'm not sure what advice I'm asking for. I'm not sure what else there is to do here. But if anyone else has anything to offer, even nice words, I doubt it. It would be appreciated. All our friends distance themselves, and we have literally no one but each other.
Oh, that's not good.
I think his wife should slowly put poison in his food.
I think he's
someday.
the problem.
I know she doesn't
He
cook
needs
because
to
she's in
subtract himself from the equation.
I think this is grounds for a divorce.
from her, but like at the same time, it's like,
She should divorce him
yeah,
and find someone better.
or like I don't even know.
God,
That
this is
That's bad. That's horrible.
insane.
But
That's
then
one
what
of the
would
worst
happen
ones
to
I've
the
ever
kids?
heard.
She. Oh shoot.
Yeah, that's
a
the
good
one
point.
thing.
Because
From what he was saying,
he
she
wants-
doesn't sound
he
capable
wanted
of
kids
taking care
initially,
of them.
but she is definitely not capable of taking those kids. But he
Yeah.
now says that he doesn't want them. Wow, what bad kids they must have had.
They
I
don't.
don't. He didn't say he doesn't want them anymore. It's that he regrets.
They don't raise them.
his wife
His
had
mother
kids.
raises them. So
Yeah, he's like, I feel like we're bad parents, and like, yeah, maybe you should have thought more about having
bad parent.
felt like
well, okay,
if
you
bad
might be
things
bad
could
parents,
happen.
but you're mainly just
He's
a bad
bad
person.
parent.
He's
Yes,
just a bad person.
He's bad for manipulating his wife that he's supposed to
He
love. and
is
to have
horrible in
kids
general.
When she doesn't want kids, that's ridiculous.
Um,
you can't be doing that.
So this guy's definitely number one so far.
Yeah, so far.
Out of the two
Out of the two
stories
we've read,
in the history
this
of
guy-
Reddit on Reddit,
that guy's the worst
that guy's
guy.
worst.
That guy's the worst guy.
most
We have to write these down at the end of the episode.
So what?
So that
Okay,
we
so
don't
first
forget.
guy, first
We have a
guy.
whiteboard.
Yeah, we have a whiteboard.
Oh,
for
we
us.
do have
So
a
the first
whiteboard.
guy, you can
Make
do
a
it. The
tier
first
list.
guy. First guy is, we're gonna call him.
Jerry.
So number one
There's
and number
6
two.
guys in this first episode, so I'm gonna write
His name's
6
Jerry.
numbers. Oh,
1, 2, 6.
Do we have enough time for 6 people?
maybe.
We're making this
So
up
far,
as we
number
go.
one is
number one is
number
baby
one
manipulator.
Is, number one is wife guy.
No, he's
Wife-
not a wife guy.
Well, no,
We'll
I
call
feel
him,
we
like,
should
baby
just go-
manipulator.
I feel like we should just go by the stories. So like story 1.
No, because then
Or-
if we keep
Number one, baby guy. Number two.
number two, we can come up with better names for this later, and then
Yeah.
because I think it'd be really funny because if we keep doing this,
It would be so funny to have like a spreadsheet.
like an Excel sheet, and like we rank them, and we have like what we call them, and then where we found the story, and then like the link to the story.
We have the class. vote
Number
on
two
that.
is stop talking to me.
Stop
guy.
talking to me.
Grab the microfiber cloth so I can actually erase stuff when I need to.
You didn't want the Expo spray, not sponsored?
I mean, I could have it near me so I can grab it if
It's
I
like
need
the
it.
it's like the
Gimme,
Truman
gimme.
Show.
Gimme. That would taste so bad.
I'm sure it
probably.
would.
Okay, story number
Anyways.
3, baby. Am I the bad guy for euthanizing my daughter's emotional support animal for her own sake? Using a throwaway because I have family members on Reddit.
Okay. Throwaways.
Starting
never
off,
It never works. It never works. Throwaways never work.
People always find
always
your
like-
story. If you post on Reddit,
They're
if
gonna
you
know.
post on Reddit,
Someone will find it
and
and
you
tell
have-
someone you know, and then everyone's gonna know. Everyone's gonna know you were the wedding underwear guy or whatever. My daughter recently turned 20. She's been dealing with major depressive disorder, social anxiety.
as
and-
everyone knows, as soon as you turn 20, your dog dies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you turn 20 and your dad kills your dog and lies to you about it.
Just like Old Yeller.
It's your canon event.
Yeah.
It's your canon event.
Well, she's been dealing with major depressive disorder, social anxiety, anorexia, body dysmorphic disorder, and 2 autoimmune diseases since she was around 12. I'm very involved in her treatment and obviously wanted her to get better. So when her therapist recommended getting her a dog to register as an ESA, we got her one for her 16th birthday named Juniper. I generally dislike animals, but it was for my daughter's sake, so I caved. And then years later, killed it. Junie and my daughter grew close. So grew close, and I have seen a notable difference in her since we got the dog, especially in her sense of independence and
Didn't
self-esteem.
It's too loud.
Keep reading. Keep reading. Keep reading.
4 years later, my daughter is now a part-time tutor, volunteers with the elderly, and attends school full-time with excellent grades. I'm so proud of how far she's come, and though I realize she has a ways to go, Junie has helped her, and I credit the dog for that immensely. So we euthanized the dog. Like, all this story so far is like, why would you then be like, yes, I'm gonna
kill your dog.
I'm gonna have my daughter's dog put down. This is a good idea, and she won't hate me forever for this. Like, yeah, sure, yeah.
Makes
Not
sense.
a psychotic.
Okay, it probably keeps getting worse. I think it keeps getting worse.
I feel like it probably does, considering he kills the dog.
Yeah. Here's the problem. While my daughter was at school, Junie got out of the house and got hit by a car, since we live right in front of a busy street. My wife and I rushed her into the vet and were told that Junie would need surgery, which would cost somewhere in the ballpark of $2,000. I make a good salary, but I just cannot justify spending that much on a dog. Especially when it may not even work and Junie would probably be crippled. Plus, she was pushing 5 years. This is one of those stories that if I was listening to Smosh Reddit, I would have to turn the episode off. Anyways.
No, keep going. Hold on.
And her breed usually only lives for 9 to 10 years.
She
Due
was.
to-
I got a tangent to go on when we're done. You keep going.
We gotta lock in for this one because it's so bad. We just gotta get through it. I decided the humane and logical decision would be to euthanize Junie. At this point, I called my daughter to let her know the situation and the solution I'd chosen, and she freaked out on me. She tried telling me how she had $700 in savings and would quickly find a job to pay me back the rest, to which I declined, because it's not just about the money, and it's not about the money. It's about the medicine, and I don't want to risk ruining her mental health by her getting a job, especially since she'd likely have to quit one of her volunteer jobs, which have helped her so much. I explained this to her, but she wasn't hearing reason, so I put my foot down and said my decision was final because the dog was technically mine since I paid for it. Then I hung up. We put Junie down, surrounding her with love and gratitude. Oh my god! We gotta keep going. We gotta keep.
That's not the end.
We just have to keep going. We have to keep going. Oh my god. When we got home, my daughter had just pulled in and was hysterical. I told her she was too old. You killed her dog. She was 16. To be acting like this, and one part of her becoming a competent, independent adult was accepting what life throws at you. Life usually doesn't throw your dad euthanizing your dog at you. Now she is speaking to me. I'm beginning to think I should have at least told her where we were so she could say goodbye. On the other hand, and helping my daughter, and she only had the dog for 4 years, so I don't understand the whole reaction. Am I the evil guy?
Yes.
Okay.
He has more that he said in an edit.
Okay.
Let's
Read
get
your
through-
edit.
let's
I
get
need
through
to go on a
what he
tangent.
says. Edit. Jesus Christ, message received. I guess I'm the evil.
Wow, it took him to post on
I
Reddit
still
for
believe
him
I
to
made
find
the
this
best
out.
choice, but I suppose I could have let her be more involved. Some people are asking the same questions, so I'll answer them here. I am not a sociopath. I am just excellent at separating emotion and preference of logic, especially in times of crisis. This does not mean I don't feel anything. I love my daughter more than anything in the world.
Clearly not enough.
My wife was 100% on my side for the actual decision of putting Judy down, and agreed our daughter should not witness it how she did. Oh my god.
So they're both insane.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm gathering.
I am not and have never been jealous of Junie. That's ridiculous. She was an emotional crush for my daughter and will always be special to me in that way. My daughter did not love me any less after getting the dog. She loved me. If anything, she loved me more. Lastly, thought I would update you all on that I did, in fact, talk to my daughter today. It took her some time to let... Oh, did he post this the day of? Oh, my
General rule of thumb, if you have to go straight to Reddit to ask if you did something bad, you're probably
not,
a
like,
bad
I've
person.
been deliberating over this for weeks, and I feel like I'm crazy. But am I evil for the? Am I in the wrong? Here?
Unless you're very obviously being like gas.
Literally,
light
if there's so many
or
where
whatever.
it's like, I genuinely, and it's like, oh my god, I feel bad that you.
It is a
thought that
case
you
by
were
case
that.
basis. But if you are posting
But if it's day
very
of-
soon after it happened on Reddit, you are immediately the bad person.
The bad guy.
Because
This is
you're
like
trying to get the internet and a bunch of strangers on your
weird.
side.
this is like
weird.
pulling out your phone to record a tragedy rather than like if your house is on fire, you pull out your phone.
Let's
and
read the
record
let's
it.
read the update.
There's an
It's not an update.
It's not really
It
an
says,
update.
like, it's kind of an update. It took her some time to let me in, but once she did, I was able to explain my side, give her my reasonings for what I did, and convince her to forgive me. She agreed, and we are all moving past this ASAP. I would never be able to forgive him. I'm actually about to run out and get her favorite fast food. I don't like this ending.
I'm gonna unlock the door.
You locked the door?
the door.
You probably shouldn't have done that. He offered to get her another dog. Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, just so he can euthanize the next one.
Yeah, I hate that ending. I'm not even gonna read any more of that. What the heck? Why would you forgive
That
him?
sucks.
Oh my
girl?
god. Okay. Tangent time.
Tangent
I feel
time,
like
baby.
It's tangent time. Whenever you adopt a dog, whenever you bring an animal, it's not even a dog. Dog, cat, bird,
It's a service
lizard.
animal,
That's your
especially.
kid. That's
whatever.
Your kid.
That is a member of your family. Not necessarily a kid,
Yeah,
but it's
but
a
like-
member of your family.
Yeah.
A pet is a member of even just the nuclear family. The regular nuclear family
2.5
normally
kids.
includes
2.5
a
kids.
dog,
2.5 is a
or-
dog.
so
That's
you
why in the
get-
episode of Gumball, Darwin turns into a dog,
Yeah.
not a little black adopted kid. And some people are like, "Why? It's just a joke."
whatever.
Whatever.
So whenever you adopt an animal, whenever you bring an animal into your home, it is your job to take care of that animal. It has become a member of your family. And so to say, oh, well, the dog's lived 5 years, which, by the way, I have had dogs. I had a dog who lived to like 16.
That thing was old.
Yes, it was. She was very old. We loved her very much. She was blind. She was deaf. She couldn't go on anymore. My mom was getting very sad because it was her dog. My mom was getting very sad, so we had to put her down. She was a very, very sweet dog. But she lived to like 16 years old, 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that range. So to say, oh, 5 years, that's old enough for a dog.
10 years on average, 5 years. Just put it down.
Yeah.
Like what? Well, I
insane.
don't get it. Well, that guy's number one.
And that's
He's
also
probably
like
gonna stay
saying,
number one.
oh, you 50-year-old, you got hit by a car? Sorry, man, we got to put you down.
We're taking you
Or like
off
40.
life
You're
support.
like 40.
Or
you're mid-
yeah,
You're like
40 to 50. Oh,
40 is like
sorry.
the mid.
Oh, you haven't
You're
even
dead.
reached middle age? You're dead.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Who was
dude.
first guy?
Is it my turn now?
Wife guy.
What time is it?
It's 10:43. I can
I think
read
we got
now.
time
I
for
can.
one story.
No,
No.
probably got time for at least two. At least two.
got time.
We got time. And it's not like you have to. leave.
else got time?
My mom.
Okay. This story was originally posted to. Next story. This story was originally
story
posted.
that I read on Reddit.
This story was originally posted to Two Hot Takes. Shout out to the people over at
Shout
Two
out.
Hot Takes. I know we're smaller
that's her
than them.
name.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't watch Two
remember.
Hot Takes, but I know that this is another
It's a
Reddit story
Pod- yeah.
podcast. It would be
Not affiliated.
bad of us to take a story from their
The
subreddit
uncouth.
and read it and not credit them. So this is from their subreddit. I don't know if they've read it on there, but as I was going through some stories, I saw this one and really jumped out at me, and I really wanted to go over it. So here we are. Title. I accidentally broke my boyfriend's ribs and punctured a lung after he recreated the worst day of my life as a prank. I think it's destroyed my life. What do I do now?
This is our first occurrence of the prank thing, where 99% of pranks partners do is like
they're just
mental
evil,
torture,
Just horrible.
not actually a prank.
Okay.
Like psychological torture.
Yeah,
Literally.
this one's a little long. We're gonna lock in for this one. This just happened 2 nights ago, so I'm still reeling emotionally. I don't know when this was posted, so probably a bit more than 2 nights ago. I know this is long, but there's some important background context, and I am in desperate need of answers. Almost 6 years ago, I, 29M, lost my partner suddenly in an accident while he was overseas on a work trip. When I lost him, I cannot describe the pain and the anguish and the emotional turmoil that I found myself in. We planned a life together, and in a fraction of a second, it was all gone. In the aftermath, I completely collapsed as a human. I left my career in healthcare. I couldn't leave my apartment for 3 months. I lost 60 pounds and was already really skinny, and I just shut down. In short, I was a mess in every single way. With the support of some very persistent friends, community resources, and an amazing therapist, I started to process and move forward. Through intense therapy and temporary psychiatric help, I've been able to heal over the years, though grieving isn't a linear process. Fast forward to around 2.5 years ago when I met my current boyfriend, 29M. It's hard to describe getting into a relationship after losing a soulmate, but please know that he wasn't a rebound and isn't second place or anything like that. I do love him with my whole heart, even though I'll always still love my late partner. My boyfriend has a foundation of similar values, ideal relationship dynamics, communication styles to my late partner, but has a completely different personality, look, lifestyle, appearance, etc. I love him for all of this differences as all of his I love him for all of his differences as much as his similarities. My therapist and I knew that it was important for me to not date someone who I would expect to be a stand-in for my late partner. Her and I have checked in constantly throughout the major stages of my relationship to ensure that I'm sticking to that. At this point, I've honestly pictured what the rest of my life would look like with him in it, and he said the same. He was also the most understanding boyfriend when I first told him about my late partner's passing and my grieving journey. If there was a textbook way to handle that situation, he could have written the whole thing. I truly could not have asked for a better boyfriend. That was until yesterday. My boyfriend likes to play pranks on me, and he's... Oh, no. My boyfriend likes to play pranks on me. Well, I'm just going to keep going. And he's even filmed some of them to upload online. It's not a constant thing or frequent enough for me to always be on my toes, and I've always said that I'm prone to weird things happening to me, so I'm never the wiser when I'm being pranked.
Can we pull this up to see how truly bad these pranks were?
For sake of anonymity, I won't go into details on previous pranks he's pulled, because a few have gotten quite a large number of views.
Dang it. Oh, okay.
But
that narrows it down.
But they're mostly harmless, annoying, etc. As much as I hate being pranked in the moment, he's never gone too far. He's always checked in on me, he gets my permission to post them, and all that. I guess I should say that he had never gone too far until yesterday. He texted me in the morning to confirm dinner plans we had that evening, and I replied asking if he needed me to pick anything up on the way home from work. At least twice a month, he cooks us an elaborate dinner. I'm talking coordinated wine plannings, 5 courses, tasting menus, things like that.
So he's Gordon.
Yeah, he's Gordon Ramsay.
If he was horrible.
Yeah, like I said, he's a perfect boyfriend. I plan to FaceTime him at lunch.
The Fire Nation.
He's a perfect boyfriend. I plan to FaceTime him at lunch like I always do, so no big deal. Well, he didn't answer me at lunch. No big deal, he's probably busy. I sent him a couple more texts after lunch, just random stuff, but he never responded, and when I finished work, my phone showed he never even read them. I got a little anxious, admittedly, but pushed it aside. I don't need to hear from him constantly, but a sudden break in our routine felt weird because he always tells me in advance when something is going on or if he's busy. Oh my gosh! Always. That's what I was trying to say.
I just turned the episode off and Smosh right. Like, I'm done for today. I'll come back.
He also always forgets something for the dinners he makes us and asks me to grab something on the way home. Always. Not today though. Anyway, I drive to his apartment from work and let myself in with the key he gave me. I expected to hear music, smell some dinner or something, but it was completely silent. I put myself down on the hall bench and walked towards the kitchen. I saw grocery bags at the kitchen's entrance, which I thought was weird. As soon as I entered the kitchen, I saw a broken wine glass at the far end of his kitchen island with a few drops of what I thought was red wine until I saw his feet sticking out. I sprinted around the island and he was laying on his side, facing away from me. There was blood everywhere. On the edge of the island, splatters on the wall, I can't look at you because I'm going to laugh, and a large pool of blood around his head. I haven't made the sounds that came out of me since I got the call that my late partner passed. My heart was racing so bad that my chest and head hurt. Though I felt like I was in a full-blown panic mode, I physically went into autopilot. I work in healthcare, so I'm glad that my instincts kicked in. He was on his side, so I flipped him flat on his back. From what I gathered, trying to take a medical visual inventory of his injuries. It looked like he was just bleeding from his head. He didn't respond to my voice or a quick sternal rub. I don't know what the sternal rub is, but... Like stomach, okay. He wasn't moving at all, and when I put my ear down to his mouth, I wasn't hearing or feeling breathing.
How do you commit this hard? How do you not feel awful? How do you not... Like, you're setting this all up, and you're like, oh, this is horrible. Why am I doing this?
That woman needs to get out of that relationship.
We're probably about halfway through the story.
She does not need to be in that relationship anymore.
Like, halfway to 3/4.
There is plenty of other fish in the sea.
Prank guy number 1.
This guy number 0, bro. Like, what the hell?
There's plenty of fish in the sea except for this guy.
Keep going.
He should never be in the
He wasn't
dating
moving
scene
at
ever
all.
again.
Okay, he had blood all over his face, so I couldn't tell if his lips were blue or anything like that. I do remember checking for a pulse, and I truthfully didn't feel one through it. Though in hindsight, I can't be sure if I was mentally stable enough to discern one either way. So I tilted his head back and put my hands over his chest to start CPR while screaming at my phone for Siri to call 911. I only got 2 hard and fast compressions in when he miraculously, quote-unquote, came back from the dead, screaming bloody murder. After that, I'm not gonna lie, I blacked out a bit. I remember getting lightheaded, my boyfriend shaking me, him apologizing, because that's going to fix it. I remember him calling off 911, and I remember leaving his apartment covered in what I had obviously figured out was fake blood. I did get a call from 911/police to confirm that my boyfriend that my boyfriend had played a prank and no one needed help. Otherwise, I felt completely catatonic in a way. I disassociated. Needless to say, since last night, I've been a complete mess. I'm angry and I'm devastated. The entire thing keeps playing in my head, and while the logical part of my brain knows that he pranked me and that he's alive, my body hasn't figured it out. Worse, this completely brought up everything surrounding my late partner, and I feel like I have to start my grieving process for him all over again. Please stop. The anger I feel isn't a revenge type of anger, but an exhausted type of anger. The rage is so strong and intense that it's taken away every ounce of energy to act on it. I guess that's a good thing. That's what it says in the story. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I want you to go over there and punch him in the face. Kill him for real.
You need to get out of that relationship.
My boyfriend has tried calling me over 40 times. He sent me too many texts to count. He even came over to try to talk to me that same night. But luckily, even though he has a key, I have a deadbolt chain, so he wasn't able to get in.
He would have died. He would have died if he got inside. She would have killed him.
Yes,
Right
basically,
at him with a knife.
yeah. Basically, he shouted an apology through the crack and begged me to talk to him. My neighbor shooed him off after a while. My friends have also messaged me to ask if I was safe, saying he contacted them and told them everything. I've only texted one of my friends back. I have a therapy appointment tomorrow, but I just need to crowdsource thoughts right now. My boyfriend's sister called me this morning in tears, apologizing on her brother's behalf, and told me how sorry he is. She said that if he would have told her about the prank beforehand, she would have chewed him out for even thinking of the idea. Their parents were horrified as well, and have said that they are here to support me in whatever way I need. His sister told me that he oh my gosh, I can't read. I'm illiterate, guys. His sister told me that he had come over to her house after I didn't let him into my place, and he was having a major anxiety attack with chest pain, racing heartbeat, and trouble breathing. It was so bad that she took him to the ER, where they learned that I had fractured a couple of his ribs while attempting to give him what I thought was life-saving CPR.
Karma.
And in
Serves
the
him right.
process, yes, it does. And in the process, had also punctured a lung.
He deserved it.
He deserved it. There are so many emotions going through my head right now. I am so angry at the world for, yet again, ripping away a man I love from me.
Break up with him.
Because even though he's alive, I don't think that I'll ever be able to get over this. All at the same time, I still love and care for him. It's like all I want to do is rush to the hospital to be by his side, while at the same time feel like the sight of him would make me sick. He disgusts me in every way, yet the thought of being without him breaks me in ways I can't explain. What do I do? Is there any possible way for me to heal from this? Do I even consider trying to fix things with him? Do I even want to make this work? Was this entire relationship a facade that he built up to sell a prank that is so personal and cruel and disgusting? Why would he do something that he knew would destroy me so thoroughly? What did I do to him that made him think that I deserved this? How do I start my grieving process over while also processing this breakup? How can I ever trust anyone again? I mean, seriously, what do I do?
Oh my! I think we all know the real answer.
Break up with him.
You need to kill
Get
him
a restraining order. Leave the
in
state.
the most painful way possible.
Find a new boyfriend.
Like one of the 7 murders, like whatever that movie is like.
You need
one of them.
to
Copy one
get
of
out.
those murders from
This-
movie
out.
7.
This man deserves nothing.
Get out while you
like,
still can.
If you just never talk to him again, I know you're not going to watch this because you posted this on Two Hot Takes. But if I'm talking directly to you, OP, if you happen to stumble across this, we're going to post this on TikTok too, so it'll get a lot of views.
YouTube Shorts.
YouTube
as well.
Shorts, TikTok,
Ooh.
Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, post it everywhere.
Snapchat Spotlight.
If you, dear OP, if you happen,
Hopefully you're not
if
dead.
yeah, I hope you're
okay.
I hope you're
Maybe
okay. I hope
you're
you're
Maybe you're
safe.
living a
Okay.
happy
I
life.
am-
Hope you have a
Boyfriend.
partner that would never prank you like that. That's crazy.
I am so sorry this happened to you.
Oh my god.
If you never talked to this man ever again, I think everyone would
You'd
understand.
be much
Yeah.
happier.
I think everyone would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, if someone did that to me, I would never even be able to look at them again. Like that's bad. That's bad.
All right, we're going to do another one real quick. It's 11:03.
We do
Do
not
we have
have time
time?
for that.
We
Do not.
we might not have time. What we can do, we're going to pause this right here.
We could outro it. Still.
We could
just outro
finish.
it.
No, we can finish tomorrow.
Okay.
Just be wearing different clothes. We are back for the second day because we ran out of time yesterday. Hopefully
Part
we don't
2.
run out again. This is still the same episode. If you're an audio
part 2
listener,
of part 1.
you have no idea what
Yes.
just happened. If you are watching this, hopefully that was the best jump cut you've ever seen in your lives. We're
We
continuing.
actually slept here.
Yeah, we actually slept here last night.
Yeah, I kept watch
Um,
over the logo.
But we were not allowed to record.
Give me the whiteboard.
The whiteboard. Okay.
Part 2 of the first
So-
episode.
We got 2 more stories to read. We got 2 more stories. They're both mine.
Not like they happened to him, like he found.
Yes,
them.
no, all of these happened to me.
He was
I am
there
a
for
15-year-old
all of
girl.
them.
And a
Yes.
40-year-old man
Yes.
at the same time.
It's like Benjamin Button.
Yeah, no.
No.
It's like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Because
No.
Benjamin Button, he was born.
Benjamin
a
Button,
man,
he was born old,
he
and
got
then
younger.
he got younger, and he got a MILF.
Pretty
Okay,
much.
here we go. I heard voices. I'm hearing voices.
I don't think they're related to us.
Yeah, they're not. Okay,
All right.
I thought we were about to get yelled at. For something.
Why are you doing? You're doing your work. How could you?
Sorry,
Anyways.
wrong button. Okay,
We have fun here.
this is, this is story number 5. This is from Best of Redditor Updates. I believe it was originally posted to Relationship Advice. My dad's 43 girlfriend is trying to get rid of me. 15F.
Well then.
That sounds bad. That sounds
Yeah.
not good.
This story originally had some swear words, but because we were recording it at school on school equipment,
And for
they
school.
have been censored. By that I mean I just did the whole like F word thing where like instead of saying the word I just did the first letter and then the word. So
Word.
it's going to sound awkward and I'm going to sound like a toddler, but
Hey, that's school.
it's not my fault.
It's just the first episode.
Yes.
Only for the first episode, probably.
Probably, maybe.
Probably not.
My mom passed away 5 years ago, and I think of her every day. This is not the story. I'm just talking.
That's not true. That's
All right,
That's not
End
true.
of the story. My mom is alive and healthy. My mom passed away 5 years ago, and I think of her every day. My dad went through a really bad depression, and I had to take care of myself, basically. During the Christmas holidays, my dad told me that he had been seeing someone for a while. I noticed that he was happier, and I guess I was happy for him. I didn't want him to be lonely forever, but I did feel like my mom was being erased completely. He never wanted to talk about her, and he got rid of all the pictures with her in them. This is just the plot of Beetlejuice. Sorry, I'm not trying. He said that his girlfriend will be spending Christmas with us and then moving in. I wasn't happy at all. I don't even know her, but I didn't say anything. I met her on Christmas, and usually my dad and I put the star on the tree that day. We would put the star on the tree and watch The Grinch. It's our tradition, and we kept it even when we were grieving my mom. It's the only tradition from when she was with us that we actually kept. When his girlfriend came over, he put the star on with her while I was in the bathroom. Also, we didn't watch The Grinch because she hates it. I know I sound spoiled and childish, but I was so angry.
How can you hate
We-
the Grinch?
Right?
Yeah, like, is it the live action one? Because, like, that, like, sure, yeah, it's, like, weird, but...
Grinch
but, like,
face.
it's not, like, a horrible movie. It's just
Not
very
that
weird.
bad.
It's just
The
kind of it's
original
just
Grinch
kind of
is
weird.
fire.
Yeah. Like I think Jim
And it's also,
Carrey does
like,
a very
half
good
an
job
hour
playing the
long.
Grinch.
It's a really short movie.
I think Jim Carrey does a very good job like
Mhm.
playing the
And he could just
Grinch.
do that face.
And he
That
can just
wasn't
do that
makeup. He
face.
just did that.
And also the scene where he rips the tablecloth off and
Yeah,
It
he
stayed on
wasn't
the table.
supposed to. He wasn't
That
supposed
was-
to do it perfectly, and then he had to come back over and knock all the stuff off the table.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Because I haven't watched that movie in forever.
Yeah.
it's in a movie podcast.
Right applaud.
I know I sound spoiled and childish, but I was so angry. We've been doing this my whole life, and she just came in and destroyed it. The whole night, she didn't even bother getting to know me at all. She was all over my dad and pretty much ignored me. I told my dad about how upset I was about our tradition, and he said I should grow up and that things change. I didn't like her because she gave me a bad feeling, so I never got close to her. She complained to my dad about it and he got mad at me for not making her feel welcomed. I felt bad because she makes my dad really happy, so I tried being more friendly with her. In front of my dad, she was nice to me, but when we were alone, she ignored me or spoke to me with attitude. She even told me that I was a brat and I make my dad's life harder. I told him, but he didn't believe me and yelled at me for trying to sabotage his relationship. He said that I wanted him to die alone and be sad and that I was selfish. I was so
Sounds like my
shocked
dad.
because none of it is true. My dad basically treated me like I wasn't there at all after that. I felt like I did when my mom died, all alone. I stayed up really late one night because I just couldn't sleep and I wanted to sneak in a midnight snack. The girlfriend was in the kitchen on FaceTime, so I decided to be nosy and listen. Maybe she is a brat.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just. I'm. That was a
Eavesdropping
joke.
much.
She's like she's 15.
She's 15.
She is 15.
You don't get this.
Yeah. She was. The girlfriend was in the kitchen on FaceTime, so I decided to be nosy and listen. She was talking about my dad and how much she loves him. Then she said that he had, quote, this dumb daughter, and she wondered if it was too late for adoption. Her and her friend laughed at
God.
that. She said that I was a little B-word and she hated me. Her friend then said something about boarding school or military school, but I left so I didn't hear the rest. I was so exhausted from all the crying I did, so I actually slept. I didn't tell my dad, and I don't even know if I should, since he probably won't believe me. I really miss my mom. I kind of want to go live with my grandparents, mom's parents, now, but I don't, oh my gosh, but I don't want my dad to think that I'm leaving him. What do I do? Can I even do anything? How do I get my dad to listen to me? Would I be wrong for leaving?
Oh my God! Wait. Evil woman trying to invade this man's life. I don't even
Listen, this girl was called selfish and childish. She's 15.
She's literally a child.
She does not have.
Like,
I'm not saying there are
mental
some
capacity to.
there are some very emotionally intelligent like teenagers and
Yeah.
15-year-olds that I have met, but they're not like. Not all of them. It's not the common thing. If this girl was maybe 23 acting this way, I'd understand.
Yeah, not.
But she's 15. She's in high school. She's like a freshman, sophomore in high school. If she's in America.
She's anywhere else?
I don't know.
She should be worrying about her algebra test coming up.
Not her.
She shouldn't be worried
dad's
about
girlfriend trying
getting
to get rid of her. That's crazy.
getting put up for adoption by her dad's girlfriend. She should be worried about passing geometry.
Literally.
It's not like she can do anything about it.
Yeah, and there's nothing she can do about it other than maybe going live with her grandparents.
Unless
Or,
she
like-
consults a legal
I mean,
attorney.
yeah, but what 15-year-old has the money to go to
Exactly.
a lawyer? There is an update. It's a very short update. So, update. Hi. Since my last post, I spoke to my grandparents and told them everything. I asked if I could stay with them. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. I asked if I could stay with them if I wanted to, and they agreed. I then spoke to my dad again and tried to tell him how I felt and what I had heard. I didn't want to film or record because I knew that he would be mad at that and wouldn't listen. He didn't believe me again and thought that I was jealous of having to share him with someone. I got upset and told him that I was leaving so he could live happily ever after, without the burden of having me around. He looked shocked but didn't say anything. I'd already packed my bags and brought some things to my grandparents' house already. My dad didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My grandfather picked me up, and I've been there since. I haven't gone home, and I haven't heard from my dad. My grandparents told me that they would handle my dad and that I shouldn't have to be the one doing it. I'm upset that my dad hasn't called or texted me once to see if I'm okay. At the same time, I'm feeling so much better being with my grandparents. My grandmother is probably the sweetest person ever, and my grandfather is a little rough around the edges, but he's really a softie. I am so glad that this girl was able to get out of there.
Oh my God.
Because this could have turned south quickly.
Yeah, she could have gotten sent to boarding school. Like
yeah,
that one Phineas and Ferb
for
episode.
existing.
Yeah, she's
fun
probably
school.
like barely. She's literally
She
just
didn't
like
do
alive.
anything.
It's like, oh, I don't like this random lady who my
is
dad
ruining
met, and
everything.
she's
And like she's also like, well, she's ruining our traditions. She's ruining our routine. This girl might be autistic.
that's
Nothing
also
wrong
true.
with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I have ADHD, you know. There's nothing wrong with being autistic. But if, you know, autistic people, like people on the spectrum, people, neurodivergent people hate it whenever their routine, whenever what's normal gets changed, especially after losing like someone important to them. And like, I don't know how long it's been. Was it like a few years ago that they lost their mom?
I think that's
5
what it
years
said.
ago.
5.
So she was
Yeah,
10
she
years
was
old when
10
her
and
mom died. That's insane.
That's big. That's like a big thing. I don't
It's
know
very
how you could be
traumatic.
like.
It's
oh,
yeah.
Oh, you're grow up. Grow up. You want to keep doing this thing we've been doing every year since your mom died. Grow up. Grow up. Get over yourself. You're being selfish.
You're being
like,
a brat.
She's 15 and her mom died when she was 10.
Yeah. I don't know. All right.
Average Reddit parents.
Yeah, pretty
Unless
much.
they're writing the story sometimes. Only sometimes. Usually not.
Yeah.
It's usually bad.
Okay.
Unless
Our
you're a
last
horrible
story.
husband.
I don't even know how to rank that one.
4.
No,
five.
because nothing.
I say 5.
No, but wife guy is less than most of these, or no more wife guy. Prank guy at 1.
Okay, how about we come back to this? You can start working on that. We can come back to this. Our last story.
Next story.
This is our last story.
Last story.
Yes. Next story, last story. This is sort of a happier note to end the
I'm forgetting about one of them.
podcast on. You got prank guy, you got dog guy.
Girlfriend
Guy is the one we just listened
And
to.
I'm starting to type wife guy.
Wife guy.
But where's one
It's
other
baby
one?
guy.
Baby guy.
Baby guy.
What did baby guy do?
Baby guy.
He guilt his wife.
Oh,
He manipulated his
having
wife into
babies.
having
That's second-
kids.
That's probably second.
That's
place.
second place.
And wife guy is currently at the bottom for worst. Not
Not being bad
worst.
enough.
He's not bad enough. Should have been worse.
What did wife guy do?
He told his wife to stop talking
Oh,
to
yeah,
him,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then she
yeah,
did.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
he was angry when she did.
Okay. So this next guy's probably gonna end up at the bottom because this
Yeah.
story
Number
is
5.
actually, I read it. It's not like the most it's not like, you know, it's not like Old Yeller.
I'm just
It's
gonna
not
put this
like
at 6.
Titanic. It's not like the most heart-wrenching, beautiful thing ever. But it's also not like a bad guy doing a bad thing.
This is the one story that's not about
Bad people.
Someone did something. Well,
Someone did a bad
someone
thing.
did a bad,
it's not
it
the
doesn't
guy.
end up as bad.
It doesn't
Yes.
compare
As all
up
the
to the
rest.
other people.
Yes.
Not even wife guy.
All right.
Yeah,
Here's the
not even
title.
him.
My wife gave birth to a black baby that clearly isn't mine, and I'm divorcing her. But I'm worried about the relationship between my 2 kids and their new half-sister. A month ago, my wife gave birth to a black baby girl. What? Shut up! We're both white, so she was forced to admit that the child was a result of a one-night stand last year. I've started divorce proceedings, although we're still living together for now. Between our 2 boys, aged 2 and 4, I've had paternity tests for them and they came back positive. Her infant daughter and her having lost her job due to COVID, living together as amicably as possible until the divorce is settled is an unfortunate necessity. Naturally, I have no ill will towards the baby, and I've been disgusted by some of the comments I've heard from family members, friends, coworkers, and others, all who seem to be fixated on the racial angle of this. As if the most salient part of this isn't that my wife cheated, but she cheated with a black man, or that the baby is black, and black is all caps. That's why I said it like that. I will show you the word. It's right there.
They can see that real good.
And if the viewers are listening, they can
They can't see that,
imagine it.
and they can imagine that it's just a normal paragraph, and then the word black is in all caps.
All caps, bolded, italicized.
No, just all caps. What really worries me is that my 2 sons might pick up on these narratives. They're too young to really understand what's happening now, but I'm worried that as they grow to understand the situation, that they might grow to resent their half-sister for breaking up their parents' marriage. And worse, that their resentment might express itself in a racist fashion, under the influence of the aforementioned racist narratives. Any thoughts on how I should try to influence my sons away from that perspective? It probably doesn't help that we live in a suburb with very few black people, and their half-sister is really the only black person my children know.
Split custody. I don't know. That's my only.
I don't know. It's a
like, thing.
It's a tricky
My one
situation, but I
suggestion.
am very, very glad that this man is like, well, I'm not mad at the baby. It's not the baby's fault
Yeah,
that
I'm
they
mad at
were
my
born. I'm mad at my
ex-wife.
wife, ex-wife, my
My
ex-wife.
ex-wife.
And he doesn't. He's hearing all these different things of people being like, well, your wife cheated with a black man. I
Yeah.
said that so
At
aggressively.
least he's
Black man.
Black man.
Black.
cordial instead of just getting angry.
Yeah, and he's like, well, that's not healthy for
Which-
the kids because they're hearing all this racist narrative. How do I make them not racist?
Obviously, he should divorce the wife.
Well, that's
Obviously,
already
that's already
happening.
happening. They're working on that.
And it's move.
I don't know if they're probably gonna move out eventually, but for a little while, it sounds like they have to stay together because of the baby, and then because of COVID. I think this came out around 2020. Because of COVID, the wife lost the job, and there is not too much of a big update. There is an update. If any last thoughts before the update?
No.
No? Cool. All right, update. And this one is really funny because it's changed. My wife gave birth to a biracial baby.
That's
My
funny.
wife gave birth to a black baby.
Black baby.
A biracial baby.
Biracial.
Biracial baby.
I wonder what the clarification.
It's gonna
was.
grow up to be Logic.
Eminem.
Eminem is just a white guy.
Yeah,
He raps like he's black.
No, he
Not
raps
really.
like a white guy.
yeah.
Unfortunately, my last post was locked, but I received a lot of helpful PMs from people. I'm particularly thankful for those who've lived through a similar situation or have family and friends who've done so, and sent me advice on how this affected them and how to navigate the situation. I'd also like to thank I'd also like to thank the hundreds of mouth-breathing bigots who spammed my inbox. Based guy.
Based guy.
The big takeaway for me was that if I'd need that what? The biggest takeaway for me was that if I'd need to lead by example here, not excluding her in any way because of her paternity, so that she and my sons would see her as a full member of the family. Also, that I need to be more active in confronting the bigoted and ignorant nonsense I've been hearing, and teach my sons to do the same to protect their sister. I've spoken to some of those responsible since and made clear my feelings on this, and that she is to be treated as a member of the family, and that if I ever find out that they've said things like that to my sons or their sister, that they won't be allowed around us anymore. I've spoken to my wife about this, and we're more or less on the same page. She's been begging me to forgive her and not go through with the divorce, but that's not going to happen. Even if I didn't consider the cheating unforgivable, I just don't feel any love for her anymore, other than a platonic affection for her as the mother of my children. My sons are handling this all well, as can be expected. The 4-year-old doesn't fully understand, but is upset by the change in the household. Thankfully, he's easily distracted. The 2-year-old...
Watch your Coco Melon.
Yeah. Baby sensory fruit videos.
Yeah.
I watched those.
The 2-year-old is thankfully too young to comprehend what's going on, but has definitely picked up on how withdrawn his mother has become. They're both fascinated with their new little sister, so there's that silver lining. My wife, on the other hand, isn't in good shape at all. She was depressed even before the birth, and now with everything, our divorce, her infidelity being revealed, and the backlash from family and friends, PPD, postpartum depression. That's my bad. I should have said that before I abbreviated it. It's abbreviated in the story. That's why I just read it that way.
Maybe she shouldn't have cheated.
You know,
Yeah.
that is the silver
I
lining.
feel like
That
the root
is-
of this problem was her cheating. So if she did,
That
there
is
wouldn't have been any problem.
The solution
least
to
to, like,
all of these.
Practice safe sex.
Yeah.
That too.
Like at
No,
least.
no.
But before that,
But
just
preferably
don't
don't cheat. But like,
That just maybe don't
you're
cheat
gonna
on your
cheat, if
if
husband.
you are, it's probably. Yeah.
We should not be talking about this at school.
Anyway,
We're gonna have to cut this.
we're gonna
out.
cut all that out.
No, that's probably we have to turn in the full unedited thing. By the way.
Oh, I didn't talk about it. I'm not in trouble.
I don't think we get. I don't think we get.
Postpartum depression
Oh,
and the
cat's
exhaustion from raising an infant. She's barely functional. She's seeing a therapist, and I've been pressuring some of our family and friends to be supportive of her, because even if they think she deserves it,
Pick up on the mic. It's fine.
hooray!
Hurrah.
The bell went off.
We are currently in school,
We are at school, recording this in school.
learning
In some
nothing.
room.
We are just in the dungeon.
With
the
a
dungeon
tropical
that I hang out
Hawaiian
in all the
poster.
time.
Our Hawaiian poster.
And this is set up like a interrogation scene.
Yes, I'm going to start this paragraph over. Wow, the fact that none of this is getting picked up is crazy.
Yeah, because they're
There's people walking
condenser
around.
mics, not dynamic. I
There's-
think that's the one that's less sensitive.
There's
I
like
think. I'm probably wrong.
chairs moving around. They just made an announcement on the PA. The bell went off.
I
There's
think these
people
are just nice
walking and
They
talking.
didn't even make an announcement. I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, it just played the tone, and then they never said anything, I think.
I could have swore I heard Mr. Ellie go, students and staff, pardon the interruption.
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh well.
Whatever. Hopefully
to
it's
the
not
story.
important to us if there was. Starting this paragraph over. My wife, on the other hand, isn't in good shape at all. She was depressed even before the birth, and now with everything, our divorce, her infidelity being revealed, and the backlash from family and friends, postpartum depression, and the exhaustion from raising an infant, she's barely functional. She's seeing a therapist, and I've been pressuring some of our family and friends to be supportive of her, because even if they think she deserves it, her current state is making it harder for me and our children. It's become very obvious to me that even after the divorce is finalized, we're going to have to live together for a while longer. She's in no shape to be taking care of 3 kids without someone else around to support her, and I'm not willing to deprive her or her sons by seeking... What? Oh, sorry, my bad. And I'm not willing to deprive her of her sons by seeking sole custody. It's also too difficult financially. She's lost her job because of COVID. As for the baby girl, she's healthy and fairly easy by baby standards. Since I've been helping care for her, I've bonded with her and I've discussed the possibility of adopting her with my wife. She can't contact the father as the only thing she knows about him is his first name. And given our co-parenting situation, it feels like adopting her as my daughter would be the best outcome for all involved. However, she's black. No, I'm kidding. That's not what it says.
Exactly what he said.
Bad.
That's not what it says.
Did a whole 180.
However,
Crazy.
there's been a wrench thrown in my plan. However, there's been a wrench thrown in that plan. I was brought to my attention that there may be a way of finding out the baby's father, namely by having her DNA tested by Ancestry DNA. If the father or one of his relatives has also taken the test, we may be able to find him through their DNA match database. If I'm being completely honest, I'm not happy about this. I've already started to think of the baby girl as my daughter, and having him in our lives would massively complicate the family dynamic. Plus, we live in Seattle, and she met him in Philadelphia. So
Oh my
God
God.
knows. So God knows how they'd even make it work if
Just, like,
if
don't
he
even
wanted
feel
to
like
be
tell
his
him.
father.
It's not even worth
Don't even
it
tell him
because
that the baby exists. It's
I
just
don't-
adopt the baby. Who cares?
I don't think the guy would care if he got
it
a
was
call.
a random
Like,
one-night stand.
Hey, some lady that
In Philly, as they
Your
live in
baby
Seattle.
Seattle. You had to come visit her.
Yeah. Fly across the country now.
At that point, it's a lost cause.
Yeah, I don't think
there's
you're
no-
getting that
no
back.
point.
Especially because she
You're
only
not
knows
getting
his
that
first
back.
name.
You're not kidding.
There is no connection whatsoever.
You're not getting that back in response
You can,
about a baby is so funny.
You're not
kiss-
getting that
you can
back.
kiss your chances of child support goodbye.
Okay. However, I recognize that this is a selfish reaction. If we have a chance of finding her biological father, we owe it to her to do so. If only that she has access to her paternal medical history and so that she can have a relationship with him if and when she chooses to do so. I've read a few accounts by children raised by non-biological parents, and a common thread is their desire to meet their lost biological parent. So that's that. We've ordered an Ancestry DNA kit for her, and I guess we'll decide our next steps once we get the results back in a couple months.
Cool.
That's
I guess.
the end of the story.
It's
Yeah.
a lot better than the
Yeah,
other
actually,
stories
just
we've
like
had.
kind of nice, like just like a thing that happened to someone
Nice
instead of
conclusion.
like, oh my god,
Unfortunately,
the whole
it's,
time.
it's bad he has to stay with
Well,
his
except for
ex-wife
wife guy wasn't
who
like that.
cheated on him.
Yeah, I mean,
the only
they're
thing.
staying together out of necessity, and they don't want the children to have any ill will towards
Seems like they're not
the
just like arguing all
daughter.
the time. Or
Yeah,
something.
Good
It's
for the
just that,
kids,
like,
but it's just awkward.
It'll probably be
yeah,
like
it's just like a
uncomfortable
weird
for them.
dynamic.
But they're adults. They'll work through it. They're probably sleeping in like separate areas. You know?
yeah.
Like the 60s.
Yeah, like the '60s when men and women couldn't sweep together.
It was
Sleeping-
illegal.
2 single twin beds.
opposite sides of the room.
And they had to slowly merge.
Opposite house. Not
Different
even
room.
not even like
Yeah.
in the
Live
same
on the other
building.
side of town. And
Yes.
sleep.
One might say the mom had to live in Seattle and the dad had to live in Philly.
That's how far they should.
That's how far they should be.
Coast to coast, baby.
Coast to
Basically,
coast.
Yes.
Almost.
Okay.
Coast to Pennsylvania.
Coast to Pennsylvania.
Its own entity.
Well, it's just not on the coast. All right.
Oh yeah, we got to do the ranking.
The ranking.
Oh,
Okay.
Number one is
no,
the
we're going bottom.
we're
to
going
top.
bottom to top.
Okay.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Based-
based guy.
Based guy.
Based guy whose wife cheated on him, and he was
His wife
he
cheated on
handled
him,
it like a normal,
and he was just
well-adjusted guy.
Yeah.
He actually acted like he was in a sane mindset.
Number 5, wife guy because he said stop talking to me, and then she did, and he got mad about it.
compared to
That's
some
really
of the other
funny.
ones. What he
very
did
mild.
wasn't as
it's
bad.
really mild. It's mostly just funny.
Still not great. You
Yeah,
know?
it's like you're a messed up guy, but it's mostly funny.
Yeah.
Number 4, girlfriend guy who was probably
Girlfriend
low-key
guy.
gonna get rid of his daughter.
Yes.
Pretty bad. Pretty
Obviously,
bad,
he
not
didn't
good.
care enough about his daughter to be like, no. Mm-mm.
I do not like you anymore.
Yeah, it's whack.
Which to take the word of a woman, like a random woman, over your own daughter,
Just some
who I was about to
lady
say of
man
who you gave birth to, but
of
who you helped conceive.
Yeah, you were half of the equation in that person existing, and her mom died. And
Your
then
mom
you're-
died.
Meh. Whack.
All right, number
Whack. Number 3,
3.
dog guy because
Dog guy.
it was really, really, really bad, but it wasn't as bad as the other 2. Just because it seems like his daughter forgave him, which I wish she didn't, but that makes it not as bad.
I
If
think
that
it's
was
kind of
me,
the
if
thing
I-
of like I'm pretty sure she was in like high school,
Yeah.
so she kind of had to.
It's not like as bad as the other 2 above it.
I thought she was like.
mainly. It's just like
20.
it feel.
I don't
It's
know.
worse emotionally, but
I
the
thought it was-
actual
I
thing
thought
that
it said
happened
that she
isn't
was
as
like
bad
20.
as the other. No, worse emotionally also isn't true. It's just not as bad as the other 2. The other 2 are just
The other 2 are
worse.
really bad,
Babe guy who manipulated his wife and having kids.
and now everything's down
Ooh,
the
and
drain.
now everything's horrible. He ruined his and mostly his wife's life.
Yeah, because he's fine. He's not really affected by any of it if he
and
just
his
goes
wife
to leave.
had like a
Just
horrific,
doesn't want the
horrible
kids.
birth. I don't even. It wasn't that he doesn't want the kids. I think it was that
I
he-
don't know.
No, he
I don't
said,
remember.
He said he
didn't
regrets
even-
it.
He didn't
His
even
main
want-
regret is I wonder if he would have even regretted if the birth didn't go so horribly.
If it didn't go wrong, he probably
would have
wouldn't
had
regret it.
slight
But he regrets it
maybe.
because he got. I was gonna say he regrets it because he got caught, but she doesn't. I don't think she knows that he
Okay.
like manipulated her.
Well, I think she whatever.
I don't know. And number one,
Number
checks
1
prank guy. Very
Prank guy.
obviously prank
Oh
guy.
my
Horrible
god,
man.
Whoa.
He needs to be federally incarcerated.
That man deserves.
He deserves
die.
getting his ribs broken and his lung punctured. He really, really, really deserved that.
All right.
Like he literally destroyed his girlfriend's.
That's all we have.
Well, that is all our stories. We've got our ranking. Don't erase that. We need to make the Excel sheet.
Shoot.
Thank you so much for watching the first episode or listening to the first episode of Reddit on Reddit. We were so very happy to be here today and yesterday to read and react to Reddit stories that we found on Reddit.
and reread them.
Yes, I have been Evan Matheny, one of your hosts,
I'm Kat,
I'm Addison.
also
And
known
thank-
as Andrew Dingus.
and thank you so much for
If
watching.
you just tell someone these stories without prefacing that it was on a podcast, just tell them that you read it on Reddit.
Thank you so much for watching. We will see you later if we do more. Love you.